like CT side suck, but more to that later.
Okay, we'll talk about that when we get in the game, I guess.
Yeah,
If you want to talk about it later. But actually, that's a good point, because I do want to just quickly update everyone on how the bracket is going. So I'll bring that one up. What we're watching now is going to be Grayhound and Order. Chiefs, in the meanwhile, off our stream. I'm not sure if there was a stream, but they did pick up the victory over Taboo, which also knocked Taboo into the lower bracket. So this is how things look right now. And I think this is the expected result, really, with those top 4 teams in the region being the top 4 team pushing on forward in the upper bracket.
Yeah, it's going to be intriguing to see how the results actually fall this way around, because I mean it's a rematch. It feels like of a lot of different places. You know, Chiefs versus Tainted, Greyhound versus Order. Never ceases to make me excited though for this one. It's, you never know who's going to come out on top, and really keen for the series over these 3 maps. I really think he'll go to 3 maps for both of them, in all honesty.
Yeah, definitely, and I would actually have to agree. I think both of these 2 matches should go to 3 maps, but who knows? Order have been in pretty good form recently, and we saw Grayhound at ANZ Championship not really having a great performance, so maybe there's a chance here for Order to get a 2-0, and Alistair starting off nicely with a couple of taps through the smoke that do actually end up doing a fairly decent chunk of damage over to Malta. We're on the T side, of course, here, making their way into the B bomb side again on a pistol round. We saw that against Legacy.
Yeah, smoke's dropped to block up headshot, but nothing at tree means the CTs can just duel it out. No one really finding the great success just yet. Bomb dropped out into the open to allow Imagine just to gather it up and get it down. And for now, it's actually Malta still alive with 1 HP, barely somehow hanging on. The rest of the T is just going to be sitting in checkers for now. Actually pretty perilous for the majority of the T's. They're all in this one position right now, and this crossfire may not work out well. Have to rely on just Sicko right now, just going huge for the clock. Oh, and he will. 3 kills.
Yeah, well, I think the key words there are rely on Sicko, and that's exactly what you would want to be doing. Sicko had a very, very good matchup against Legacy, and obviously if you want one player in that position at this moment, it's going to be Sicko, and come up with the goods there for Order. So 1-0 up for Order, a good start in that pistol round. It wasn't without some concerns. It definitely was a round that Greyhound could have won, but Order, they'll be happy to pick up that one.
Yeah, best way to start it off. Greyhound going to be trying to force back into this, except for Gratisfaction, which is pretty standard these days. You expect Gratifaction to be picking up the AWP pretty early on, and Order already set up for a very early A-side execute. Dexter dropping the smoke probably isn't going to be delaying this by any margin, and one of the SMGs surely is going to wander his way and clean him up.
Yeah. Well, both of them, in fact, as Imag and Liaz finding a killer piece, and still some players on that site that they need to find, but that's going to be quite quickly toppled again by Liaz. Greyhound going to have to give this round up. Malta and Dick Stacey at this point, best case scenario, are going to be able to save those 2 CCs and the 2 body armors through into the next round. But even now you can see Order just having a look around. Hats his own might not be the greatest of ideas there for Order, because he was one of the guys with the AK, and give an AK over to Dick Stacey here.
A bit silly there, in all honesty, from Hats, getting a little bit too enthusiastic and a little bit too greedy, and as a result, I think Order should be hunting a little bit harder for this AK-47 with the SMGs, but not the AK and the Galil itself. Smokes have been deployed just to keep them safe for now. And, well, Dick Stacey, don't think he spotted out Alistair in all reasonability.
Oh, well, looks like the AK is going to go through there for Greyhound as well. Dick Stacey gets out through the smoke. Alistair goes down as well, so that's the Galil lost by Order. Despite the fact that they win that round, have dropped a couple of pretty important guns, and you know, there's always that question in the back of your mind of what is Dick Stacey going to be able to get done in round with that AK, because you can't, you know, give an AK over to a CT side in a round like this and expect nothing to happen. You know, sometimes that is going to be the case. Sometimes you won't get anything done with that AK, but there is sometimes that magical round where you get a 5K and just sneak the round away.
Flexibility of the AK also allows the rest of the CTs to just stack over to that A bomb site instead. And really, I mean, Malta wasn't able to, I guess, adopt or rescue that Galil, as I should hold my thought. They're coming right out into the A bomb site. Shouldn't be much that they really do. Once again, just a crossfire is too good from Order.
Yep. Nice utility usage out there from Order, so no real harm done by dropping that AK over to Dick Stacey. Now the ideal scenario here for Order is that they send Alistair and Hats forward to try and grab that AK, at least hoping one of them is going to be able to survive and take it through. All in all, though, with these anti-ecos, it hasn't been a terrible result for Order at this point.
Yeah, similar for Greyhound, if they are able to keep this AK-47 forward, which is not going to be the case. I was about to say, if they're able to keep it forward, it could have been something to try to keep a fight up with in the next round. But nevertheless, they're going to buy up. 3-0, completed cleanly this time and Cage by order.
Yeah, it was a very, very interesting start to Cage when they were playing against Legacy, just going backwards and forwards. 4 spies out the wazoo, but not so here against Greyhound, a little bit more normalcy. Satisfaction straight onto the AWP, and speaking of normalcy, that is very, very normal for Greyhound to try and get the AWP in his hands as soon as possible.
Well, I've seen this order execute before.
Yes, they typically do like to just walk up behind that smoke, get some positioning, and then bust out through the smoke off the back of a flash, which I imagine is exactly what's going to happen here. EMAG throwing that one down, and this will allow order out into the site. 1-for-1 trade, 2-for-1, in fact, actually, for order, and that's really, really nice as they get into that B site. Really, I mean, I want to say unscathed. It's not unscathed, but it might as well be, because now they have full control of that site. Alistair will go down, though. That's a crucial kill for Greyhound. That gives them a chance.
Gives them a bit of a sniff in right now. And it was a good bargain sale ultimately for order as they get the 2-for-1 deal, but there was a bunch of the terms and conditions, which means that they do have to think about holding onto this bomb site for a little bit longer. In the end, Greyhound going to give them a bit of reprieve and just back off, decide that saving the 2 M4s as well as the AWP is better priority. Yeah. A good start to order already, but I mean, I saw that one coming a mile away as soon as I saw them going to be.
Yeah, well, Greyhound did not, but look, if Greyhound can save the 3 rifles, or 3 weapons through, I should say, it's not the end of the world. They're going to be able to get a buy through next round anyway. Just to update everyone as to how the map's played out, obviously we don't have a veto graphic because it's a bedroom broadcast. Welcome to our bedrooms. Good to have you here. But Order got rid of Dust 2, Greyhound got rid of Train. That's fairly standard, at least as far as Greyhound is concerned. They don't like to play Train. Dust 2, I guess, is a little bit more up in the air, but obviously no one really in the LZ region has picked that one up just yet. Order picked Case, so this is their own map pick. Obviously showing us why. Overpass was chosen by Greyhound. Nuke then removed by Order. Greyhound removing Inferno, which leaves Mirage. So Cage, Overpass, Mirage, the map pool for this match tonight. So far, it's starting off nicely for Order. Again, we're seeing a fairly similar sort of a setup from them. Gratisfaction going to find the first kill. Malta, second. Alistair trying to steam in here with some trade frags, but he's a little bit more.
Oh, that's actually beautiful coming out from Gratisfaction as well. Alistair trying just to dive through and catch Gratisfaction off guard. Gets returned on, and the bomb's now lost in the open.
It's a crucial duel won there by Hats. Sure that it's still going to be enough to allow Order back into this round, but at least it gives them a bit of a better chance. Sicko deep into checkers. If Greyhound aren't aware of that, which they could well be, but if they're not, be able to make something happen.
Everything's going to pretty much boil down to this mid contact being made, but Hats is not going to expect this. Surely not. Dexter playing an angle that you wouldn't be expecting in this scenario. Actually just brings it back down to the 3-on-1. Bomb out open. Gratisfaction locking down one angle. Sicko's going to have to walk out eventually and just land shots, but I don't think he's found the right one. He's just walking to his death, and Greyhound pick up the first round, or their first round, should I say.
Fair enough. Stuff from Greyhound, particularly from Gratisfaction, just finding himself a hole through that smoke and poking through it, and getting that opening frag. Malta there for obviously the assist. Everything sort of just fell apart as a result from that from Order, and that's I think one of the win conditions here for Greyhound is Gratisfaction having a good game. That all. So far, starting off well. The first round that he's had it, or I guess it's the second round he's had it, but first round that he's really been able to do anything with it. It's gone well.
This is something we haven't seen from Order in the previous game against Legacy. It was a much slower round at Dexter. Just completely outreading what Liaz normally does at Squeaky. Punches him for it, and Greyhound already just with the small margins getting ahead right now. And imagine in a spot that I haven't seen before in either in a long time or at all.
Yeah, actually that's an interesting spot. I have not.
Gonna have to see how that works out. I mean, the situation, we'll go to a sit rep. It is a 4-on-4, but like to see Imagine use that whenever Greyhound, if they do decide to do so, put someone on the counter boost.
Ooh, Hats with an opportunity there. Just getting the damage across, but not the kill. It would have been lovely there for Order. Time is starting to tick away a little bit for them, but they at least have a bit to work with. 45 seconds. Okay, looks like he wants to explore mid and Urcast. Perfect timing from him. Here's the footsteps of Emag. Peeks out. Gains the advantage for Grayhound.
We're going to blow down the A bomb site, but Alistair's done very well to recalibrate and at least get 2 kills and knocking it back in the favor of Grayhound. Now trying to come out of AMA. Gratisfaction is going to be locked away, tagged even lower. He's going to be bleeding out, but he's still coming closer, trying to get close and dirty to his opposition. But Alistair, phenomenal round from him so far, able to get all the kills working in his team's favor. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that one, Kevin, but Alistair is having a bit of a blinder here. He's going to get knocked down through the smoke, though, by Urcast. And Order still need to be careful here. With Hats on 36 and Sicko on 54, us would have still been able to make something happen there, but he decides to cut his losses and out into mid to go and re-aggress up through short, which it looks like he does. Again, Order still need to be careful here, but I feel like it's a little bit too much time has gone now. Urcast is going to take a long time to find those 2 players, if at all. Gonna go poking out there and spots him. Time's already run out, but Hat still is going to close the round out there for Order and picks up the AWP. Lucky for Sicko.
Yeah, beautiful round coming out, honestly, for on the side of Alistair. Just getting not only that trade back into Squeaky to punish Dexter's over-aggression after the early beautiful shot onto Liaz, but just getting all the other entries afterwards and just making that A-bomb site look pretty easy. This is a pretty bad scenario for Grayhound. They've been reset, and they've got to force up on the majority of the members. It's, oh man, Malta's only got a P250, mid-aggression already, and Urcast just left out to dry. He's going to go down.
Oh, what? Not Gratisfaction. Barely even see Liaz on his screen there, but get the kill anyway, as Gratisfaction is wont to do. The B-bomb site, though, goes Order.
I think as Jordan is dying of his cold,
yeah, I'm
Order
really struggling.
Order looking to make inways into the B-bomb site instead. So, will the defense be a bit of a sneeze or be a bit more of a hot take, I guess? And Malta, he's already found hot feet.
Oh, I thought that was Hats with the flick onto Sicko, onto Gratisfaction rather, but it was Sicko that got the kill there. Order though, absolutely steamrolling this B-bomb side every time and time again, and we saw it against Legacy. Now we've a little bit of a fail run boost there for Emag, but yeah, we're seeing it now against Grayhound as well. Seems like Order really have a good grasp on Case right now, and if Grayhound don't turn this first half around, they're going to be in trouble.
I mean, this is
a little bit, maybe.
Sorry, Jordan, I keep trying to cut you off at the moment.
All right, not used to doing the online casts. I miss being able to look at you, Kevin, while I'm talking.
Yeah, all the verbal cues, you know, hands beneath the table, so on and so forth.
Don't tell anyone about the hands beneath the table.
Secret code, you know?
Yeah,
oh,
that's
man.
what we call it.
This is going from bad to worse for Grayhound. Another eco round where next round they're not going to have money to get the AWP, which is where Gratisfaction's been able to find some success. Order just so far, I mean, their economy isn't in that great of a shape. Let's be realistic. They've won 6 rounds compared to the 1. They haven't built up a massive bank. They've built up some money, but the way that they're cleaning out these rounds so far has just been immaculate. There hasn't been any rounds that have looked particularly close. And it's starting to become a little bit scary now for Grayhound, because on the CT side, yeah, we know CT side cache is rough, but it's already halfway through, and it seems like it's just starting over again, where they've got nothing to work with.
They've got pistols only, and already a few players being spotted out here by Order. They need to dispatch off this round quite comfortably. They'll be up 7-1. It's basically the ideal start really for Order, isn't it? We saw Grayhound and Order playing against each other at ANZ Championship. That's a nice molly from Liaz. It'll just confirm the kill on a Dexter. A 1-for-1 there from Dexter, all things considered, probably pretty good. But realistically, not really going to net much for Grayhound here. But yeah, I was talking about the ANZ Championship, Order and Grayhound on Mirage. Very, very close map, 16-14. But Order kind of went away and absolutely demolished the rest of that tournament until they caught up to the Chiefs. I think Order is in pretty good form right now.
I wouldn't say demolished. I mean, Order did get wiped by Chiefs and Mirage. 16-3, I believe the score was. So it wasn't as if Order had a clean run through.
No, it's not. But apart from against Chiefs, it just seemed like Order kind of had everyone's number.
Absolutely. I think against Tainted Minds as well. Don't know what happened in terms of the Tainted Minds versus Order game, but it just felt like it was once again Tainted Minds. As soon as it gets to that stage, they're starting to get these mental barriers, which doesn't allow them to hit the full capacity. And we have to see if that happens once again, I guess, coming into this IEM Shanghai closed qualifier, is that are they going to be able to, A, take it out against Chiefs, which I don't think they versed at AU and NZ, and B, if they do manage to take it out, how are they going to face off against their domestic rivals in terms of Grayhound and Order?
Yeah. It's look, I don't know. I can't really comment on it from like a Tainted Minds perspective because I'm not internal in Tainted Minds or anything like that. But yeah, they do seem to have something that is blocking them from really getting those big wins. We're still, you know, we know that they've got that kind of a roster, but it's just not working for them. Teams. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Order and Grayhound. It's a 4v4. One of the better looking rounds for Grayhound, but as I say that, Emax is going to play ahead of Dexter.
Malta's in a precarious situation and he knows it. It's going to flash himself out and look to re-duel alongside with Dick Stacey to try to keep the T's at bay. They've spotted out the package though, but with the numbers deficiency and still time in Order's hands, they can really just manipulate anywhere they want on this map for now.
Yeah, they're just absolutely out-rotating Grayhound right now. You can see them, they've got full control of mid. I was going to say, if Emag gets that kill, that's pretty much round over, but Gratisfaction does at least salvage that one. And now that slows down Order. If they get that kill, they probably rotate straight up into the A bomb site. Now though, they've decided to take a breather, but they don't have much time to play about 5 seconds, and they need to get that bomb down. They don't have anyone in either bomb site.
It's quite an Elfish Guy classic. They're going to have to start to get a wriggle on right now, because if they don't get there fast enough, Gratisfaction's already in position to try to at least take down one of these attackers, and there's already that fast flank coming forward. Sicko not even allowed to contribute. 2 players at truck. Grayhound had a perfect idea what's going on in this round, and Hats, he's also just been sprung by surprise, and Leaz just boxed in the bomb site at the moment, trying to get his way closer and try to, you know, channel his inner EMAG. It's not going to work out. Grayhound picking up the second, and Order, just the mid-game decisions really falling apart and collapsing around from there. They had the 4 and 3, but I don't think EMAG should have just gone up Z willingly like that. No. You don't expect a CT to be there, but I just feel like, once again, maybe this is hindsight talking, there were better options to take in that round.
I mean, I agree with you, Kevin, and I think it's easy for us to talk about it from a God perspective, you know, being able to see everything, but there's no real reason, I don't think, for EMAG to be doing that. You know, he's got quite a good position on short, assuming the bomb does go down, which I guess, admittedly, Order at that point hadn't cleared the site, so maybe they wanted that extra man in there to try and help clear out the site, but if the bomb goes down, EMAG can absolutely hold on short, find some stuff, some kills from there, and have an interesting. But regardless, that's not how the round played out, and the Grayhound do pick up their second. Now that was just a tactical pause for Grayhound, resetting after the win, and I think now is kind of where they're going to be saying to each other, "Look, we really need to knuckle down and find grind a few rounds out before Order sort of starts to get too far ahead of this one, because they drop this round, you know, reset comes out, that's pretty much the half over. Order's just going to go screaming ahead."
But similarly, if they're able to take this round for Grayhound, I think they'll get a bit of breathing space. The Order economy is starting to drain out slowly, and every little scratch that they make on the side of Grayhound, every single bite they make in, it's going to make their job easier coming into this latter stage of the half. I mean, by no means this is a completed half just yet. 2-7 could swing either way, or could just be equal. Looks like it is going to be a B-site hit once again.
Yeah, Order really liking these B-site hits tonight. Fortunately for them, Hats has been flashed out. Now EMAG pushing on board. He'll win the aim duel, or rather lose the aim duel against Malta. That's the bomb dropped in the B bomb site. So now Order really have to commit in here. They have to find the next couple of frags. Liaz doing his best, but Malta has a very good round there. A couple of kills out for him. Still, the job is not yet done though for Grayhound.
Managed to get the bomb plant down on the side of Order, so that's money in the bank account. Down to Alistair now to make a significant impact. He's got the AK-47. He's the one that can go around being mobile. Sicko's just going to be locking down a single angle. Already Urcast looking to go all the way around, but Alistair, he's overextended the threshold. And it doesn't matter which way you look at it, Sicko's a cooked goose. He can't hit 3 shots in all in one go.
Oh, well.
But if they allow him an opportunity to, and there was a brief opportunity, it could have been disastrous.
It would have had to have been a stellar shot, really, from Sicko to hit that one, but the end, that's going to go the way of Grayhound. Not without loss, they do drop 3 guns, but all in all, Grayhound are going to be pleased with that. They'll be able to rebuy, of course, through. And like you said, Kevin, order money is getting low. It's not low enough just yet. So they did have 3 players at the start of last round that had 4,500. So they're going to be able to get a buy through here, but this one could be their last if things don't go their way and if they can't take a couple of guns through or something like that.
Was also very beneficial. They got the bomb plant down. Some of the players like Alistair and EMAC, they're down to the final dollars. I mean, Alistair had quite a bit of cash. That's 2 grenades failed. They're just going to borrow straight through it, and it's not going to work out. The CTs are ready for it, and just like that, Order's attack has just been deflected.
Yeah, very, very similar sort of playstyle than what we saw against Legacy here from Order, where they're just very, very quick, very aggressive, very fast, and they're trying to catch CTs off guard. And while that might have worked a little bit against Legacy, these Grayhound boys are definitely quite sharp and definitely ready. It's not going to work against them, so Order are going to need to kind of go back to drawing board and figure out what they want to do now, because that's a few in a row for Grayhound. Order, I mean, they still have quite a significant lead here, but it is being quite quickly encroached upon.
Yep, this is the eco now, and this is where Grayhound, we always talk about it, where we see a team up 7-1, and then a few loose rounds, or maybe just rounds that don't go in their favor, I should say, and all of a sudden a disaster strikes, and this could be another round that could be disaster for both sides right now. Order, gonna try this B site one more time.
Well, this time, Kevin, they don't have the guns, but they have been good with pistols. We'll see if they can make it work against Grayhound. Dick Stacey shuts out a couple. Still in no man's land, but Liaz has an AK in his hands. Malta be traded out, but big players have done a fairly good job there for Grayhound against what was really a tsunami of Grayhound players. There'll be a flash down. Sicko gets some info. Bomb needs to be planted here by Order if they're going to have any chance, and that is the responsibility of Liaz right now.
Lost in the open, and they have no idea where Gratisfaction is going to be, but Grayhound, look how much respect they're giving them at the moment. Not even peeking, just allowing it to go down and playing the retake accordingly. They know they've got utility to work with. Gratisfaction is going to be lining up the flashbang. Urcask also coming into heaven. Switching roles, really.
The thing is, though, for Grayhound, they're all coming from the one direction, so really Sicko and Liaz just have to focus on that singular direction, but yeah, with Liaz taking that peek, looking for some info, just getting a little bit too keen, too eager. Going to give the opening over to Grayhound. Of course, they complete the retake as a result. Another good round out from Grayhound. This time it was just against the Pistols of Order, so nothing to get too overly excited about.
Every small round at the stage for Grayhound means a round back into the half, and like we were saying, if you're hitting about 6 or 7 as a CT side, honestly, you'd be very content. Considering you're down 1-7 at one stage, you've clawed back 4. You're in a prime position to do more as well.
Yeah, definitely. But the guns are out again here for Order. 5 AKs. All the utility they could want. If again they go quickly, it looks like this might be quick players. No one's slowing down. They're making a lot of noise here. EMAG is just going to be kept at bay by that smoke going down. And Order, not a bad strategy just to waste a little bit of the utility from Grayhound. They hear those noises and they say, crap, we've got to place down some counter utility before these guys get out of the squeaky door. But and Order's not interested anyway.
Order trying to bait them in potentially, and maybe seeing if Grayhound will fall for a hook, line, and sinker. But now it's an informational game. Flashbangs into territories from either side to try to wrestle map control of each other.
Well, being pressured though by Hats, Grayhound, the result of that aggression onto A, feel quite content, quite safe to go for an aggressive information play out in the B halls, and they spot no one. So some movements being made, some nice ones from the CT side here on Grayhound, and the result they're going to be able to rotate an extra player up to the A bomb site. Gratisfaction really looking quite good with the AWP.
We're going to have to look better right now on this A site execute. They're going to be a little bit slow out though, this is the problem, and Dexter, they're not coming out together. This has been their problem historically. They don't come out together, they might be liable or just being out-traded, but Sicko is stepping up the AK-47. Normally you'd be expecting him to do work with the AWP. Besides the assault rifle's the way to go, but he's the last man left standing. Still trying to hold on, but his time has run out. Backstab coming up from Dick Stacey. That's Grayhound. Another round, 5 in a row now.
Yeah, I mean, Sicko is really such a well-rounded player in the sense that he can get a lot of work done no matter what kind of weapon is in his hands. You know, he's a very, very good pistol player with seen that evidenced multiple times, even tonight as well. You know, he can make it happen on the pistol rounds, he can make it happen with deagles on force fires. But even if he's got a rifle in his hands as well, he's quite a capable rifler. And then, of course, you know, what he's known for is the AWP. So, such a beneficial player to have on your team, I think, for Order.
And we could go on about all these players, really, in terms of not just Order, but Grayhound, in terms of just the caliber and skill depth that these guys can show. And we're barely in the first half, Jordan, and already it's looking like it's going to be a tight contest. We're expecting one.
Yeah, definitely. We both said that we thought this was going to go to 3 maps. So far, we haven't really seen anything to make us believe otherwise, at least from my own perspective. I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but I'm sure you'd agree.
I mean, these guys have always gone tooth and nail. I mean, even looking at the face at minor quals, like for the major, right? Or for the minor, sorry. These guys went 16-13 on Nuke. And then on Mirage at ESL, AU, and NZ championships, they went 16-14. It's always been tight between these guys. We finally got a best of 3 to determine who's the better team overall in a series. And really just wants you chomping for more.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about this, though, is like even... You know, one team's going to win this best of 3, but then let's say there was another best of 3 between these 2 teams tomorrow night. It could be the exact opposite result, which is always backwards and forwards between those top 4 teams in the region. It's like going to be another, I think, evidence of that. But round definitely looking good for Grayhound. We've got 2-player advantage and Order. Not much time to make anything happen on the A side.
And all Grayhound is set up on the A bomb side. There's already Dick Stacey just pushing up and just going, there's no one at B, guys. Just fully commit to A. And that spells disaster unless Order can hit some amazing shots. Time is ticking out. They might decide just to back out. Sicko is going to bail it out of there.
Oh, and Grayhound are keen for some frags here, you can tell. So, punish Dexter for that. Like anyone else go down here? Or well, perhaps I've spoken to Stu. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad.
Yeah.
Losing 1, okay, you can kind of get away with having 1 person on a pistol, but 2 people, no armor. It's like, you've got a Glock. That's literally all that Emag and Liaz are going to have here.
We've seen Glocks can do some work, but I don't think it's going to happen this round for some reason.
Not in a round like this.
Yep, and this has gone from an amazing half from Order, honestly, amazing start, to a very lackluster one for them. And Grayhound have been definitely stepping up the caliber of the gameplay. Order have not responded, and that's been the problem. Orb's already been lost. And Hats is trying his best to trade in, and maybe this is where he needs to make things work out. The AK-47 can definitely make huge impact right now.
Almost thought he got off that line, but he does recheck it. Now Dexter coming in from vent. He's going to get Alistair. Also continues to spray onto Liaz. Don't see that too often with the A on S, but he just had enough bullets. And that might be just enough as well for Grayhound in that one. Emag, no armor with the AWP. Not a weapon that he's necessarily known for, but maybe when you don't have the armor, might be the better option. Still, he's going to prefer that AK, and he has gone for it. So, got the bomb now. Let's see what Emag can do here. Exactly what he's deciding to do here. Just trying to fake out the CTs. Well, whatever the case. He's got the kill onto Grat, but Urcast was there for the trade.
Pretty even half, but I'd say Greyhound's going to be very happy with that half, ultimately. Given the fact that 7 rounds in a row, now going on to their own T side. Momentum in their favour, really. They're going to be on their opponent's map pick as well. What else can you say?
Yeah, look, I mean, 8-7, I think, is a fairly standard scoreline on K. So, while I would agree with you, I think Grayhound will be pretty pleased with it, given the start. It's neither here nor there for either of these 2 teams. You know, obviously, we need to see how this second half is going to play out before we really get an idea of how the rest of this series is going to shape up. Two P250s for Grayhound. A fairly significant amount of utility as well.
It's been a very common playstyle for both teams to actually stack 3 over to the B bomb site, and actually for no kit on this A site retake, which is probably now the top level trend, I guess, for these 2 sides, because this is the exact same setup that Grayhound had on their CT side.
Yep, saw Order do the exact same thing on their CT pistol against Legacy. They were playing Cache as well. I think it's just because, obviously, the B-bomb side is one that you can rush quite quickly with the Glocks, and so having that extra CT player you know, getting that maybe the one kill with the USP is going to really shut down the block rush, and just that extra presence on the B side is very, very useful. More so than it is on the A bomb site, where it's a little bit easier to retake with those longer angles with the USP.
It's going to be tricky for them to, I guess, retake though with no kit and just a single member in hats. He's going to have to try to rail someone through the smoke again. We saw what happened on, I guess, Legacy, where Soju tried diving through the smoke and he got headshot. Not going to happen this time, though. Bomb's going to be transitioning safely over to the bomb site, and it's going to be 5-5 retake. No kit. No armor on 2 of the members in Grayhound, mind you, though.
Yeah, but they do have those deadly P250, so let's count our chickens before they hatch. But I think Grayhound pretty sweet in this round, particularly with this rotation from Malta. He has spotted out Sicko and just absolutely decimates him. He knows EMAG's there as well, and the rest of the Grayhound have got an advantageous fight. They're on the A bomb site. 4 versus 3. Gratisfaction has this massive, massive line that he can watch. Dexter and Dick Stacey as well chiming in. Grayhound win the second half pistol, put themselves up 9-7. Order. Now might be time to start getting, not too worried, but just thinking a little bit about how the rest of this map is going to play out, because Grayhound are really on a roll now.
They've decided to force into this, which is... Oh, I don't know what to make of it. They're really good with pistols, don't get me wrong. But if they don't win it, then... Oh, look, it's going to be an eco. And what's going to happen the round after the eco? They're going to barely have any utility to work with, and that's where it gets really scary on Cache, on a map like Cache, where you need the incendiary grenades to deny position for the Ts. If you don't have them, then it's going to be more perilous. Artillery strike also takes down Sicko.
Ooh, that's a nice shot on Dick Stacey. They'll need a little bit more of that. Satisfaction though, he doesn't know that EMAG is close, although he just spots him out. So crisis averted there for Grayhound. Still, they need to be wary though. Never, never, ever count out. Oh, EMAG. What? I don't know what Alice has done there. That's all gone wrong for him though. Very unfortunate passage of play for him, but I guess that happens sometimes.
Tries flashing himself out, but he's backed into a corner right now, and he's safe for order. They just need to save these Eagles, and they're already backing off. Don't want to be gifting away armor into Eagles. It's actually quite a hefty investment.
And 7 for Grayhound to ease their way into the T side. Not going to be able to get a buy through next round either, so pretty much ideal for Grayhound now. Remember, this is Order's map pick as well.
I just wonder how many times that these guys have scrimmed each other on Cache, and if there's going to be any potential mind games coming into it, or is that going to be for later on potentially when these teams might meet up again in the grand final or whatever it's called? The upper bracket championship final?
Upper bracket final, it could be. Upper? I don't know. Right. Heavy stack toward the A side of the map. The A bomb site specifically, but 3 players up on the A site, one close by at truck, and then another one in Z connector. So all very, very quick rotates up to A, if not in the site. Grayhound again setting themselves up default, not running into anything just yet. Sure that there's not going to be any aggression out from Order. Playing it safe.
Doing the right thing here, slowly taking the control before grouping up. Oh, at least I'd like to see them group up and try to split on the same bomb site if they do decide to go for it.
They have plenty of time. And still just leaving Malta down. Sunroom. Eye on the B rotation, if there were to be any. Of course, we know that there isn't. But he's got that Mag 10, so he's gone on a little expedition here. Spots out Liaz. This is going to be the go signal on the other side of the map as well for Grayhounders. Going to be popping all of those utilities out, and Dexter is presented with 2. Alistair and Sicko lining up for him, and he might get a 3rd as well. Mag goes down. Dexter doing a great job on the entry right now with the AK. He looks like he's going to get an ace, and well, that might be the easiest ace of his life, but he'll be happy with how it's turned out. Nice little bit of stat padding, 5 kills for him, and a bunch of cash as well.
Just made it look absolutely clean, and they only lost a single gun. Grayhound looking just to continue up the rampage. Could have been a perilous round, honestly, but if you allow your SMG to go first and suss out what's going on, they can relay the information perfectly, which is exactly what happened in that scenario. And now Order, first buy round, they do have the open Sicko, but you can just see the complete lack of utility overall. There's just nothing to play with. No incendiary grenades, barely any flashbangs. They just gonna have to eat it right now and just hope for the best.
Sure that Order will be too keen on that idea, but like you said, what else can they really do here? Maybe a couple of counter smokes just to delay a little bit, but realistically, Grayhound should be getting out onto this B bomb site quite quickly. Sicko spots Urcast. It was a good flashbang in from one of his teammates, and this looks like it's gone all wrong for Grayhound. Maybe I speak too soon though. Oh, perhaps not, as it's backwards and forwards, but Order, yeah, tip the scales in their favor. Just a little bit too far for Grayhound to come back from. Grayhound will be able to buy through in this round if they really want to. Cast and Dexter have a lot of money, they can drop guns.
Trying to return Order's strategy right back at them first buy round coming out, but it just doesn't work out. The counter flashes are there. Whatever little utility Order did have, they used to perfection. And that's pretty much how you close it out from there.
A little bit of how you going between the smoke? Not too much damage though as a result. Gratisfaction tagged a little bit, but very, very irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. Again, Grayhound set themselves up default. It just seems to be they want to play out this T side. No, not too many set pieces early on. Let's just take stock of things every single round. Then, as a result of what we find or what we don't find, figure things out.
Slow and steady for both sides, trying to emulate the turtle. But whether or not it's going to get them anywhere, especially for Grayhound, is going to be a different story. They still haven't really taken anywhere in terms of map control. HE grenades are just being flung at the right time by Order. They're suspecting a mid-game mid-take. There's still so many forces dedicated by Order. They've got the majority of their fighting force here right now.
The positioning on the A bomb site right now, though, from Order. I mean, there's not much there. And if Urcast gets the kill, which he won't because he's looking the wrong way, playing anti-flash doesn't work out for him this time. He hasn't had doing a good job so far. But Dexter has been good on the entries. Doesn't quite land that final shot onto EMAG. That becomes his undoing. Grayhound can't get enough done in that round. Dexter, if he would have hit that shot, if he would have got that kill, who knows how the round could have turned out. But Order, they put 2 in a row together.
This is where things start getting scary for Grayhound because they've tried a bunch of different things, but it feels like they're running into iron walls right now. B, they try to take that mid control, but they can't. They go into A instead, but they don't have that highway pressure, which I think they were trying to set up for potentially. Order having this resurgence now, and really, don't know where this match is going to be poised.
Yeah, it could go still either way, Kevin, but now be favouring Order, at least as far as the guns are concerned. It's a 1-for-1 trade in this round, and Dexter some more with that Deagle. But Liaz is going to take the peek here. Get the kill on Dick Stacey. He'll probably white so he's going to find Gratisfaction. Again, he's just having a bit of backwards and forwards with Grat. But in reality, with Grat only on a block, chances are low that anything occurs there. Good round out from Order. 4 guns through. Perfect anti-eco, really. Builds their economy up quite significantly. Grayhound now, even despite being ahead, momentum has kind of shifted against them.
So they're going to have to start making their own fortunes with this round. Don't know what they're going to do differently, though. It's like that fast speed didn't work out. They can't really take this mid control right now because the Order are trying to read what's going on. So it's just really a gamble between both sides early on, what they want to be doing, and then afterwards let it peter out. Because this is an early game aggression that you haven't seen coming very early from Alistair. And that's actually just instantly swung the advantage back in the favor of Order. That's what I was talking about with Grayhound, is that it just seems like they're encountering these roadblocks and they don't know how to get out of it.
Yeah, these nades, though, backwards and forwards between Order and Grayhound are doing a lot of damage. Urcast, of course, got colladed by Alistair, down to 14 HP, right through Malta. But EMAG and Alistair are very low on HP, so the round is definitely not over. Grayhound in a couple of stray bullets, and they'll be up to a 3v4. Be a tough ask, though, for Grayhound. It seems like Order have really started to come into their own now on this CT side and making things happen.
I swear them playing against Legacy earlier on allows them to iron out a couple of things, and it allows them to visualize a few things that you would change what you wanted to do on your own side, not really what you want to do on your opponent's side. Not the best smoke grenade, but Imagine does manage to find that there's no one there, so it allows Sicko to float back towards the A bomb site. It is going to be an A bomb site hit. Luckily for Order, both their healthy members are here.
Oh, not so healthy anymore. Hats tagged down to 41. Still a little bit to play with. But for Grayhound, be fairly easy to knock over, one would assume. Have time to work with, really. They have to get in that A-bomb site, have to get that bomb down, and to do so, they have to get rid of Hats. Meanwhile, Liaz has found a kill onto Urkar, so it's 3 versus 4, even despite the fact that they've gotten rid of Hats on the A-bomb site. Grayhound still have a player disadvantage, and not much utility to work with, though. That smoke from Dick Stacey will help. They need to find some frags, and Gratisfaction will give them one, but Dick Stacey still on the wide swing. Presents an opportunity over to EMAG. Very low HP players here for Order. It is still doable for Grayhound.
Especially with Alistair missing the shot, trying to come in from behind on the lurk. Dick Stacey still holding on. This double AWP is absolutely disastrous for the retake, and Imagine's managed to sneak his way to Forklift, but that's not what the bomb plan is. He still needs to get on the bomb site, and he's stuck between both T's.
Very, very good crossfire setup there from Grayhound. Gratisfaction and Dick Stacey winning the round for their team. Kind of clawing victory from jaws of defeat. Really, the jaws of defeat, I suppose. It wasn't all down the toilet just yet for Grayhound, but it definitely was looking like it. Well, they had the player advantage, and they had a bunch of utility, and Grayhound didn't have many healthy players. And it doesn't matter in the end. When Grayhound play it out like that, are able to close the round out, and does kind of reset the Order economy a little bit. Of course, they get the buy through here, but they drop this round. Grayhound might just run away with the rest of the rounds they do need here to close out map 1.
It makes you so scared thinking about it right now for Order, is that if you lose this round, it could be an absolute disaster. And they're spraying through, trying to connect shots on Alistair. He's already very low and he won't be allowed to escape. All it took was a single stray AK-47 bullet. That cleaned him up. He was trying to make a play with what limited utility or what limited weaponry they have. Liaz is going to retrieve his fallen comrade's M4 to try to continue the post.
Well, at least he's going to get the M4, which is an upgrade over the 60, but...
One would say.
Yeah, one would say. It's up for debate, I suppose, these days. All in all, though, for Grayhound, they'll have a player advantage, and that's really the key here, isn't it? Because they've come from deficits, now they have the advantage. Makes the job all the more easy.
But we've also seen Order being able to, I guess both sides sneak away with victories with numbers deficiencies as well. So it's not over just yet for Order. But for Grayhound, if they just apply the slow pressure and just choke Order out of this round and just hit the shots and make sure they don't execute on a stacked site, then this should be theirs for the taking. But they are wandering into 2 CTs at the B-bomb site. This is where it starts getting scary. Liaz all down to him throwing these flashbangs well.
Cast good entry there onto EMAG, and now it's all down to Liaz. No flashbangs left really for the CT side. They just get absolutely demolished on that B bomb site. That's a little reminiscent of Order making their way into the B site. Look how low though those Grayhound players were. But for a couple of extra bullets, Grayhound might have fallen apart there on that B take. Time though, do come away with the round victory. Put them up to 13-10, and have a look at the economy here right now for Order. Got nothing. They're not really going to get anything, so it'll have to be an eco next round for them. You'd have to expect.
All I can get is a few P250s to try to back up this N4 and maybe try to make a play, but where the real challenge is going to lie is in that 14-10 scoreline. And I say that as well because for Order, I mean, on the hands of Sicko, for example, you're not going to be able to get in an AWP unless Hats gets a few more kills in the next round with that M4. Or someone's going to have to sack their economy to try to... Oh, well, Hats can pick up the AWP in the next round. But then you sack your economy and you lack utility. And Grayhound, if they identify that fact, they can just stroll right over you.
Yep.
Oh, it's such a difficult situation for Order to be in right now.
Definitely a very, very tough position for Order. Well, we'll see. I mean, it all comes down to the next round, doesn't it? Unless there's something magical here from Hats with that M4. Grayhound are really putting themselves in basically the optimal position to close this out. 13-10, eco for Order. Should be 14-10. From there, well, it's really the onus is on Order then to step up, kind of hit that next gear, and maybe they can push us through to an overtime or close map 1 out themselves. But right now, Grayhound are making all the right moves.
Yeah, just against USPs, as long as you don't run into a full stack of them, where there's 5 of them trying to gun you down, you should be pretty safe in all honesty. And it should be another procedural round for Grayhound where they secure it, and they are 2 rounds away from picking up the first map. For Order, if they can keep this M4 alive and maybe try to sneak away an AK-47, steal one away, that would be the ideal scenario, but I don't see it happening really at this stage.
Yep.
Too much for Hats to try to risk this M4.
Yeah, the M4 saving through, sure, absolutely is going to happen, but if you get an AK here, you'd have to be pretty lucky. Or really on Urcast. If he goes down, yeah, maybe an AK, but no troubles at all. And Steamag, be another one on the board there for Grayhound. So far, that'll be 6 out of 9 on their T half. Pretty good conversion rate.
That's going to get them over the board if they continue this up, and they did themselves huge favors on that CT side, getting as many rounds as they could as Order started to flag a little bit as Grayhound started to pick the game up. And those CT rounds, I think, are showing the difference right now in the current scoreline. I don't know if Order has that second gear to kick up in at the moment, but they need to find it soon because they're starting to run out of rounds right now. And it just feels like it's Grayhound that has started to dictate the pace of this game again. Order had a few rounds where they knew exactly what was going on. They were the orchestral conductor. But now they found themselves to be in the second or third line of wind instruments.
Yeah. It's blown away on that flute, and it's not coming out with a very nice sound right now for Order. But the game is not over just yet. 10-14, it is still salvageable here for Order, but it has to happen in this round, doesn't it? If they lose this round, the money's going to be... Look, it'll be enough to get a force through, but it's really not very good at all, given that losers round bonus. Grayhound, definitely, like you said, I think they're the ones dictating this game now. At the start of the game, certainly it was Order. You know, they came up 7-1. Looking great. But ever since then, when Grayhound started winning rounds in that first half, it's really just all gone their way.
Still to see, though. If Order are able to capitalize and take this round and start building, maybe just try to get some momentum back into their sails. Or who knows? I've seen games go tighter. You have as well.
Definitely. Like I said, it's not over.
It's not over
till...
till...
It's going to be, though.
Well, if you're a Grayhound fan, you're hoping it's going to be over soon for this map.
Definitely. But they're going to take some control in mid, but Grayhound have left this one very late. There's 30 seconds left on the map, and they've got absolutely zero control anywhere. Now starting to take control of mid. It's going to be a B split, but with 20 seconds on the clock, this is going to have to be absolute perfection from Grayhound to make this one work. If anything doesn't go their way, it's all going to fall apart, and that smoke might even just be enough to keep them at bay. Alistair gets the first, looking for the second as well. The flashbangs are good. Order have done really well on the CT side here, on this defense on the B-bomb side. There's nothing that Grayhound can do. Bomb's not going to be able to be planted in time, and Grayhound just didn't give themselves enough time.
And Order did very well to hold on to every single utility till the end. And as soon as they identified it, Imagine identified exactly what was going on at Z. He called for that instant rotation. And on the B-bomb side, all you saw from Grayhound was just white. It was white, 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 and you couldn't do anything. And this is probably for them actually indication to start changing things up. Maybe they have to make a contact play. They have to try something else other than grouping up and hitting a bomb site 30 seconds in. Because Order have shown now the ability to hold onto these bomb sites at the last 30 seconds a few times in a 5-on-5 scenario. You got to do something to try to bring the scenario back in your favor. And it doesn't involve trying to bust into the B bomb site. For either side, I guess, ultimately.
Certainly not with that little time left on the clock. Again, Grayhound are going to default back to a slower play. Time, they do have Gratisfaction having a look into A main. Give them some info. That's going to give them at least a position that they can bust out of later on in the round. Malta lurking around in Sunroom. We've seen it before from Grayhound.
Mid control once again from Grayhound, but I hope they go a little bit further than just, I guess, show a little bit of presence and maybe just take this event area. I'd like to see them try to smoke off highway and whatnot and then group up to hit the B bomb site because they need to push these CTs off to make them convinced that it's going to be A bomb site hit. But look at this. As soon as this mid smoke comes up, Imagine goes to Z. Already Hats is just controlling A main and just trying to control the corridor of T's coming through. So they always have an indication of what's going on in the final 25 seconds. Hats going to be delaying even further. Perfect flashbang. Got the Gratisfactions there to, I guess, bail his teammate out of a tricky situation. And now the real A attack is about to begin.
Yeah, Sicko, a lot of work to do here on the bomb site with the orb. Not the ideal angle for him to be working with. He does get a few kills, but eventually there's just too many players there to deal with, and the bomb is going to go down in time for Grayhound. This is looking very good for them to close out their 15th round. A 3v2. They've got some nice positioning. Malta shuts down Liaz. Alistair, all on his own. Truck, I don't even know at this point. Do you go for it? Do you save? It's a lose-lose situation, really, either way.
100% you save right now. You need to try to make the best out of no situation, and that's taking the AK-47 to the next round, at least having some firepower alongside with SMGs and CZs that you're going to force up. That was much better from Grayhound. You saw they could attack from multiple directions, and that was really the key. And Alistair, such a task to hold on right now. All the enemies are going to be searching for him, and he does manage to get out of dodge.
Oh no!
Oh my goodness, Gratisfaction! Through!
Oh, I would have loved to have seen that from Gratisfaction's perspective. Oh, you're like, I love how at the moment you say he gets out of dodge, he just dies through the wall. It just couldn't get any worse, really, could it? There's been a few moments like that tonight. This is a technical pause out for Order. Lots to talk about now, I guess.
One thing they're not going to be talking about is how to get an AWP in this particular round. They have to try something here, but I don't know what. This is Grayhound have been playing a very default structured style, and they've just been waiting around to see if Order do anything crazy before then committing. And that's sometimes it's worked, sometimes it hasn't in terms of a Grayhound executing on the bomb site, but at the very least, they have never been surprised by Order's aggression. It always feels like they're deflecting any blows that do come their way.
Have to reflect a little bit more. Only for Masters, 1M4 there for Hats. Not much to work with for the side of Order. Should be Grayhound's round to take. Aggression out from Order as well into mid. This is just kind of a last-ditch effort, really. What else are you going to do with a buy like this?
And it's all going to be compacted into the B-bomb site. Everyone in terms of Grayhound is set up there right now. They're just walking in and making contact. And Malta, contact has been made. And he says that targets have been eliminated. Nothing that you can do from mid now. You're just going to have to bail it out the long way. And I'd say that this is Grayhound's map unless they... I don't know. I don't know where it could go wrong right now. 5 people in the B-bomb site. You're up against MP9, M4, and CZ. Yeah.
Surely it can't go wrong here for Grayhound. I think I'm on the side that you are on, Kevin. Urcast getting 2. All but shuts it down, and he will indeed be the one to shut it down there as Grayhound close out map number 1 over Order. Guys, we're going to take a quick break before map 2, but this series is not over by any means. Order could very well come back and turn this into a 3-mapper, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back as soon as the next match starts.